This piece is in the key of D flat major, and we start with that chord of D flat major, also called the tonic chord. And I see here a D flat, F, and an A flat. Those three notes form the triad of D flat major. I know they form the triad because they are organized in a way that each note is a third above the other. Whenever I have this, the first note is gives me the name of that chord. So this is a D flat major chord. Moving on to A flat major chord with the seventh. The G flat is the seventh above A flat, so this is an A flat major chord. Also called the dominant chord in this key. A dominant is the fifth chord above any key, and as long as that chord has a seventh in it, the flat seven, that is a dominant chord. And a dominant chord always attracts, wants to go to the tonic chord. So this A flat is creating tension that wants to resolve in the D flat, but it doesn't go quite there yet. It keeps going the same A flat chord, hangs on, still A flat major 7, and now resolves back to D flat. And that really ends our main theme. And this theme is as simple as it can be. We had D flat, followed by an A flat, and it's still the A flat, resolving on the D flat. Could not be simpler. Now we'll repeat that, measure 5, exactly the same harmony, exactly the same melody. Still an A flat major, dominant chord, resolving in D flat major. Any note that you see that is not part of the chord is called a melodic note. It's there to add color and to add interest to this theme. For example, on the second measure, we have the B flat in the left hand. The B flat doesn't affect the harmony. This B flat is here just to add a melodic contour to this bass. Now, moving on to the middle section here, or measure 9, we change keys. We're now going to A flat. When we start, we are still in A flat major, but we soon move on to A flat minor. And that's really the key this section we'll start with. A flat minor, now a D flat 7, resolving on G flat major. Back to D flat, and now a small cadence in A flat minor, affirming the new key. And a little bridge that is now looking for its way back. You will hear this bridge that will look for its way back to D flat minor, but we're not quite there yet. We're still in A flat. Same D flat 7, but this time we have a deceptive cadence, a cadence that doesn't resolve from the D flat, a fifth down, the G flat, but resolves in the E flat minor. This is called a deceptive cadence. So we're now on measure 14 on E flat minor, and we arrive in B flat minor. And this is the new key. We have the same short cadence in B flat minor. B flat minor. And again, the same bridge, still in B flat minor. And the same bridge. But this time around, we seem to have found our way back. Chopin will change one single note. The F goes to the G flat. And that G flat is the fourth chord above D flat. All we need to do now is play the 4 chord, which is the subdominant. If we play the dominant chord after, we can then go back to D flat major. This is exactly what Chopin will do here. We have B flat minor, but by changing one note, we are back in G flat major, A flat major dominant chord, back to the home key. And the harmony will stay exactly the same as before, same theme. Dominant chord of A flat 7. And after measure 24, we have the last repetition of this main theme. But this time, we don't conclude it. the new key of C sharp minor, and that's where we start the middle section of this piece. We are already in the new key here of C sharp minor, because this key on the key of D flat major is called A flat. Now in the key of C sharp minor, that is called a G sharp. So by just changing the name of that one key, we are writing the new key of C sharp minor. Now here we have a new thing, completely new music, and this entire middle section will alternate the same chords over and over again. We have this main theme in C sharp minor that alternates C sharp and G sharp, C sharp and G sharp, C sharp in the first chord, G sharp in the next chord, C sharp, G sharp, G sharp, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp. Now, not all of these chords are always complete. For example, there is no E in here. I have a C sharp and a D sharp, but no E. Sometimes the chords are just not complete. It's implied that we'll have an E natural and not E sharp in here. So this is an C sharp minor chord. We also have the G sharp chord that sometimes the B sharp is missing, sometimes the D sharp is missing, but it will know that this is a G sharp major chord. So C sharp, G sharp, G sharp, G sharp, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, G sharp, G sharp, and so on. This music will then alternate between these two chords until on measure 38 we finish this section and we introduce a new theme, this time in the key of G sharp minor. Chord now is E major, G sharp minor, E major, G sharp minor, A sharp that belongs to the key of G sharp minor, not the key of C sharp minor, G sharp, dominant chord D sharp 7, resolving on G sharp minor, and that will bring us back to the home key of C sharp minor, where the music starts again with the same alternating chords, and that will repeat everything again until measure 56, E major, G sharp minor, E major, G sharp minor, dominant 7, G sharp minor, and we go back to the key of C sharp minor. Now we hear a G sharp 7 chord, a dominant chord, C sharp minor, G sharp 7, with the suspension here C sharp, that resolves on B sharp later on, G sharp 7, C sharp minor with that beautiful dissonance, the D sharp clashing with that E natural, something to highlight here, C sharp minor, G sharp 7, resolving F sharp minor, not resolving the C sharp as we expect, resolving on the F sharp minor, the 4 chord in the key of C sharp minor, F sharp minor, and now the alternation will continue, G sharp major, C sharp minor, as we have the 6th chord, G sharp, C sharp, with the same repetition, and by repeating these chords over and over like this, Chopin is again giving us a very serious and a very dark character. The music will repeat itself with slightly different arrangements, with the same dominant chord, the C sharp on measure 68, same G sharp 7, C sharp minor. This time around, instead of resolving on the F sharp minor that we did before, we will resolve the dominant to the F sharp minor, which is the C sharp 7, and we go to the F sharp minor right after, and we arrive on G sharp 7, dominant to C sharp minor chord. And again, with the A sharp, they're calling to the modulation that now is about to happen, sharp now is much more pronounced, is on the top here. We're now preparing the music to go back. G sharp, C sharp with a raised 6. And now by doing the same thing, by calling the G sharp suddenly an A flat, Chopin is bringing us back to the key of D flat major. And we hear the same theme that we heard in the beginning with the same harmonies. Dominant A flat. That will now make us way back to the home key, D flat major. And at the very end, after 2 measures of that simple melody alone up there, we arrive in the key of the chord of A flat major, the dominant chord, the key of D flat major. D flat major. Another dominant. Resolving the tonic. And here we stay until the